How's everybody doing today? It's Teddy Mac here, coming at you guys after one of our tournaments for Yu-Gi-Oh that we had. We had it this time at Primetime Collectibles, the new store that's letting us host tournaments there. Hopefully we get more information for you guys soon in regards to new tournaments coming up, next tournaments. And yeah, this time around, Sensei hosted the tournament, so that let me jump in, and I jumped in with my Superheavy Samurai deck. I've had this deck, I've been playing it and proxying it since the cards were revealed, so I kind of know what I'm doing with it. I am sad it got hit like a month in, but the deck is still very viable. It's still very combo oriented and very focused on what it wants to do, but there are also a lot of different ways to take the combo or to take the route and finish still with a strong board that could potentially finish the game or stall long enough for you to come back and finish it. So let's go ahead and start it with the main deck. I play the obvious 3 of Wakaushi, the new Pendulum card that we got. He is a dark machine, kind of important, but he is also the Pendulum where scale 8 if I have no spells or trap cards in graveyard. Surprise, this is an all monster mash deck. If I have no spell or trap cards in graveyard, except for Superheavy I can place one Superheavy Samurai on the other scale and place him, and he becomes a creature. So basically I scale a different Superheavy Samurai and he becomes a creature. And then as a creature, he does also have an ability where if I have no spell and trap cards in graveyard, I can discard a monster, special summon a Superheavy Samurai, and then I am locked into Superheavy Samurais for the rest of the turn. That effect doesn't really come into play too much. The other effect is if I use him for a synchro material, I can place him back on the scale. So he basically comes back so I could as a rescale and then completes the pendulum scale. This is basically like one of our 1-card starters. This is the card we kind of want to get to. And then we also do play still the 3 Super Heavy Samurai Soul Piercer. Same but different name. The soul part matters, and I'll get to it in a moment. But Super Heavy Samurai Soul Piercer is a machine that I could target a Super Heavy Samurai monster I control, equipped it from my hand to my side of the field to the target, and then it does have another effect where if it attacks a defense position monster, it inflicts piercing damage. But if this card is sent from the field to the graveyard, I get to search for a Super Heavy Samurai and add it to my hand, except for Super Heavy Samurai Soul Piercer. So the search, and since he is not once per turn, he is very abusable. The other new card we got was also Super Heavy Samurai Motorbike. He is an Earth Machine level 2. He is a tuner as well. So if I have no spell trap cards in graveyard, I can discard him and add 1 Super Heavy Samurai monster from the deck to my hand, except Motorbike, obviously. And then only once I can use the effect of Motorbike per turn, where I can target a machine I control and increase its level by 2. So I can make himself a level 4, so it'll be a level 4 tuner or something else, and then just synchro off with it. So he's a good searcher. And then we also do play 3 of the Super Heavy Samurai wagons. So the wagon has basically like I forgot the name of that sorcerer, where once he's played, he switches to defense mode. And then he can attack in defense, but also if you change him from defense to attack, I can search for a Super Heavy Samurai Soul card and add it to my hand. Again, the reason why Soul matters is for like Soul Piercer. So basically the Soul cards are the ones that become equipments to the Super Heavy Samurais. Now we do run Super Heavy Samurai Monk Big Benki. He is the scale 1, the one that you want to place with Wakaushi into the other scale. So then if you do synchro with it and Wakaushi comes back, you do have a completed pendulum scale from 1 through 8. He is a level 8, so he can't be pendulum summoned. You don't ever really use his monster effects. You mostly use them for the pendulum, and his pendulum effect is, if I control a Super Heavy Samurai monster, I can add one Super Heavy Samurai soul monster from my deck to my hand. I can only use the effect once per turn. But he, again, is a searcher, and again, for the soul cards, and the soul cards are important because they're the equips that help keep continuing on with your plays. I also do run 2 of the Super Heavy Samurai scales. He is a Earth Machine 4. His effect is pretty good because if my opponent controls 2 or more monsters and I control no monsters, I can special summon this card from my hand. And then if he is normal or special summoned, I get to target a level 4 or lower Super Heavy Samurai monster in my graveyard, accept scales, and summon it in defense position. So basically a monster reborn that helps continue on with the plays with either synchroing, xyzing, linking, whatever I need. And it's a reborn effect that could be used by normal or special summon. I did also play 2 Super Heavy Samurai Soul Peacemaker. He basically can attach to a Super Heavy Samurai monster from hand or from field. And then he also, when this card is equipped to a monster by this effect, monsters your opponent control cannot attack monsters I control except for him. So basically it redirects the target to whatever he's attached to. Mainly the effect I use, or that most people use for him, is if I can destroy it and the equipped creature to special summon any Super Heavy Samurai from deck to the field. So if in a pinch, you could also summon out Big Benki this way, but you mostly use it to summon out Scales, then Scales can continue comboing off from there with Soul Peacemaker. We are playing one of Super Heavy Samurai General Coral. Realistically, it's only for the scale 8 in case we don't want to scale Wakaushi and we just bring him out, and then we also complete the scale. And then he is a 500 defense, which matters, and I'll explain why in a little bit. We are playing just one Super Heavy Samurai Stealthy. He is really good because if I have no spell trap cards in the graveyard, I could just special summon him from hand. So basically he is a free body on board if I have no spells and traps, which again I don't. And he is just basically continuing to extend on with the machine plays, the synchro plays, or the link plays. I am also only playing one Soul Gaia booster. He is a soul card again, but he also can attach to a monster, equip this card from a hand to a control, and the equipped monster is treated as a tuner. So basically whatever card he is equipped to is a tuner now. And then I can unequip it and special summon this card. So he continues on with plays, and in the worst case scenario helps you get a tuner on board if you really need to synchro off. But it's also mostly used just to equip and then unequipped, and that's another body, another machine body. Again goes for Soul Horns. Also funny enough, I have used its other effect, which is it can make the creature that it's equipped to can make a second attack. So if you equip it to your big synchro, your big Super Heavy Samurai synchro, you're basically swinging twice with 4,000. So that's basically game if they have nothing else on board. I am also playing Soul Claw. Soul Claw is the same as Soul Gaia and Soul Horns. It just becomes a creature on the board. And I have used its other effect where the equipped creature gains 500 attacks. So with you equipped it to their big guy synchro and then just 45. And then if you equip Soul Horns and Soul Claw, it'll be 45. And that's it for the Super Heavy Samurais I run in the deck. It is a monster mash, so I mostly just focus on those. But for the combo and the strong boards, we do play 2 Therion King Regulus. He is a machine, and he is a special summon just by equipping a machine, aka Soul Piercer, because if you have it engraved, it doesn't matter if it hits the graveyard by any, as long as it's on the field. you'll still get the search. And then also he is an Omni Negate by tributing himself. He will negate something. For a little bit of extending and search ability, I do play Machine on Metal Cruncher. If I have nothing on if I have no face-up cards, I can normal summon this card without tributing. It does reduce his attack to 1800. But if he has normal or special summon, I can reveal 3 Earth Machine monsters from the deck, and then my opponent randomly adds one of them to my hand. So you want to use them as early as possible because you want to reveal 3 motorbikes. And when that happens, you basically start off your plays by pitching motorbike, get Wakaushi, and then just go off. You're off to the races. So that's the reason why I run him. And I mean, an 18 body on the board is also really useful. For extenders, also, I do play 1 Ancient Gearbox. We do run Ballista. But also, if this card is added from the deck or graveyard to my hand, except by drawing it, I can add 1 Earth Machine type monster with 500 attack or defense from the deck to my hand, except Gearbox. So Coral is 500 attack or defense, so I can add him. I can add him to my hand, and so is Soul Claw. He is a 500 defense, so he can be added with Gearbox, as well with Infinitrack Tunneler. So Tunneler is basically a Pot of Avarice. Banish him from the graveyard, shuffle back 5 machines, and then draw 2 cards. I mean, you can only use each effect once per turn, but it doesn't really matter. I mean, you're just going to be shuffling in, banishing, shuffling it in, and then drawing 2 to just continue with your plays. And that's it for the monster lineup that I run. I do run a lot of hand traps to fill in the space. I am running 3 Ash Blossom because it's Ash Blossom. I'm running 3 Ghost Ogres. It's Ghost Ogre, it's a negate, and it also pops something off the board. We are running 2 Effect Veilers. Surprising a lot of people that I'm still running it, but I do like it, is 2 Drolin Locks. I cut them down from 3 to 2. And I am playing just the one of Ghost Mourner and Moonlit Chill. She's also really good as a negate, basically. So that's it for the main deck. I'm running a solid 40 card deck. I don't want to go above that. And then for the extra deck, we have our Field Center. But we are playing 1 Tilting Entrainment, which is a level 8 Synchro machine. If he's made, I get to play a Pendulum from the top of the extra deck and place some onto the board. So I Synchro into it with Wakaushi, and then I bring back Wakaushi, and then just continues with plays. I am playing 1 XL Synchro Stardust Dragon, because if I make them, I could bring back the motorbike from graveyard to the board and then synchro off. And then also, due to his quick effect, I contribute him to summon a Stardust and then immediately synchro with what I have on board. And I do actually run 1 Stardust Dragon just for that, just so I could get the effect off in case they try nibbering me, popping the Excel on the board when it hits the board. I could still make Stardust and then just continue on with my plays. I am also playing as more of an Omni Negate, a Borrowload Savage Dragon. I do have a lot of links. I make a lot of links, so I just use them as Omni Negate on the board and a big body. Easy to make level 8. I am also running Ninja Sarutobi in case I need to lock myself into Super Heavy Samurais. I want to have another target, and he's a level 8, which is easy. He can attack and defense, and then once per turn I could destroy a set spell trap card and burn my opponent for 500. So it does matter in the long game. I am running 1 Baron de Fleur because, again, if I go into Excel with Motorbike, I want to make Baron. I have a pop, and I also have a Omni Negate. And lastly, for the synchros, I'm running 1 Super Heavy Samurai Brave Masuoro. He is basically the big body, the big daddy for the synchros. He is a level 12. And he is mostly generic. He just needs 1 tuner and 1 non-tuner monster. And when face-up defensive position, it applies defense as attack. So basically attack with defense. And if a Super Heavy Samurai monster I control would be destroyed by battle or card effect, I can destroy 1 Super Heavy Samurai card I control instead. And once per turn, if our opponent activates a spell or trap card or effect during the damage step, except the damage step, I can draw cards until I have 3 cards in hand. So basically, it just helps recycle my hand. I am playing one Babushka in case I need to make a level 4, rank 4, and just stall out for a little bit until I can get to my combo pieces. I am playing one Spriggan's Merrymaker. You just need two level 4 monsters, but the reason why I play him is to immediately overlay into Sargus, which will then search me for a Regulus. So you overlay Sargus on top of Merrymaker, search for Regulus. And since I am running tuners, since I am running XCs, I am also running AA Zeus. Because Zeus is good, board wipe, and I mean, big body. Lastly, for the links, I'm only running 4. I'm playing Clifford Genius, because if I'm able to pendulum summon while he's out on the board to both the zones he points to, I get to search for a level 5 or higher machine, which would be Metal Cruncher, Therian, Infinitrack, or some cards on my sideboard. Playing Ballista, obviously, he's the one I want to make to search out the Gearbox, to search out Tunneler or Coral, and then just continues off with plays. And then I also play one Appaloosa, Bow of the Goddess. I can make her with 3 or 4 monster negates on her, and then again she is an Omni negate, so I could end with her, Therian, and Baron, and that's basically just one of the strongest boards we try to go for in this deck. And lastly, I am playing Saruja Skuldred. Reason being is because you don't really care about the fourth effect. So if you make it with only three creatures, and that one of those monsters being a link, you still get the once per turn special summon one monster from my hand, and he's really good after siding to just keep special summoning stuff that will negate my opponent. So that's it for my extra deck. I will mention quickly the side deck, because there are some cards in there that help me take this game, and that would be the 3 Bestials. I only play 1 Druid Swarm and 2 Magnamut. Just banish Dark, special summon it, and it's a big body on board that I can continue playing with. I am playing 3 Prohibition. This is another one of the reasons why I was able to get 3rd place, was just being able to prohibit Dark Ruler no more, Branded Fusion, stuff like that, and it just stops my opponent dead in their tracks, and they're not expecting an actual spell card in a Monster Mash deck. I cited it, I never saw it, I've never used it, but it's in here because everyone said it was good. It's Sage de Fleur. Not much to say about that. I am playing 1 Spell Canceller and 1 Jinzo for trap heavy decks and for spell decks. Basically Rika and Labyrinth. And they're both machines. So I could search them, I could get them with Genius, and then I could play them with Saruja. So MVPs in the side deck. We're playing 2 Eccentrics just to help pop back row if need be, and obviously the Earth Kaiju, the sticky strings, to just help clear anything that is big negate on board that could stop me, and then just so I could go off with my plays. But that's it for now, guys. Thank you so much for watching the video. Thanks again to all the players that showed up to the tournament today, and we hope to have more tournaments, especially here at this new shop, Primetime Collectibles. Check them out. They're in Whittier if you're nearby. And yeah, this was my 3rd place Super Heavy Samurai deck profile. Teddy out.